Alright, you fuckers, I'll go invade. I don't know what the fuck that shit was.
I wish I had that on recording. Fuck.
Alright.
Alright,
Still choppy now?
No, you're good. I just started it. We're starting
Okay.
now. We can just edit it out later. I don't care.
Hello, folks. We're going to try something different with this little, what is this, episode 10 now? That we still haven't
Yeah,
posted episode
10.
9? By this time, episode 9 is not even posted yet.
Yep.
Speaking of which, why haven't you posted episode 9? You should have went ahead and done the raw footage yet first.
Bro, you said you were going to edit it!
Yeah, I was, but you said you were going to upload the raw footage first.
I mean, I can go ahead and do that after this. We'll talk more about it later, man. Man, I'm literally streaming this from like Discord because your computer is so ass and crusty.
Hey, I don't want to hear shit coming from the guy who can't fucking talk and play a game at the same time.
I could do it.
Can you now? Because last time you did it, it was god awful.
I was playing a game that had major focus on it.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit because it is a little loud.
Nah, you're good. So
Okay.
there have been a lot of shit going on.
Oh fuck yeah!
With
you
the
ain't kidding,
gaming
man.
industry
we
and
got a
everything.
lot of shit going on in the gaming industry. Yeah.
And we missed a week. So
We missed 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Fuck. Anyway, so first thing I want to get off of everyone's chest is, you know, there's a lot of crazy shit going around the U.S. right now, and we want to make a small little
Oh,
note
you gonna talk
saying,
about that first?
yeah, might as well go ahead and get it out of the way, rip the Band-Aid off, and just
Yeah.
say, you know, just to be safe out there, you got get your carrier's permits, get everything, stay out of public places for the time being until everything's safe, you know. Just cover your ass.
Well, all right. I'll say this much on the with how crazy the thing is, because like there's been a lot of shit going on with all the attacks and everything. Until everything calms down, I would recommend people not to. I know it's tempting to go out and go celebrate or do whatever, if you want to just have a good time, relax or whatever. But for those who live in the city, just kind of be careful right now, because dude, the amount of attacks that we've seen happen in the news sphere, honestly it's insane. And again, I'm not gonna get too political with some of this shit, but folks, just stay safe. That's all honestly we care about. Just stay safe. You know, hey, you carry. Be smart about it. Make sure if you're gonna carry, make sure you know how to use that fucking thing. Just go buy something and then not know how to fucking use it. You know, there's classes for a reason. But make sure you yourself stay safe. Because we're in crazy times right now, and I did anyone from the fucking UK who's listening to this right now and happens to be, you guys stay safe too, because I've been hearing some crazy shit over there too, or wherever. It's just a crazy time in the fucking world. We're potentially looking at World War III. Hopefully, it don't come to that. I mean, hell, there's still a bunch of interesting games that I've been hearing coming out and all that other shit. Speaking of one of the interesting games that's been rumored, have you heard what fucking Valve has been throwing out there lately?
I haven't been hearing a lot of shit.
Dude, they're hinting at Half-Life 3.
Mm-hmm. Even the voice actor for G-Man has been making posts about it.
Dude, there's a good chance we might actually get it. I mean, with all the crazy shit that's been going on lately, I honestly would not be surprised.
It's crazy that we may actually see gameplay of Half-Life 3 before we get GTA 6.
In my opinion, I'm kind of done with GTA, so I don't really care on that front. I need to start building.
Gotta keep up with the meme.
Well, when it comes to GTA, like GTA 5, and I'm sure people will probably say the same thing, but like GTA 5's done so much, I don't think there's really anything else that they could do differently that GTA 5 didn't do. So I mean, it's just like what GTA 5 was so good that how the fuck do you compete with that? To be honest with you,
I don't know. They just do it.
Yeah, it's just how. That's my point.
I don't know. They just do it.
Just do it. Like, I don't know how they'd make something better than that. I really don't.
Let's do it.
For those who are wondering, yeah, like I said, we're kind of testing stuff with this stream right here. If you see me playing a game while we talk over something, we're eventually going to start adding like something that for those who do watch, something for them interesting to watch. Right now, I'm playing a Rise of the Mandalorians mod for Empire at War. It's an older game. If you, for those who play PC, give it a try. You might like it. It's pretty fun. There's a bunch of crazy ass mods out there, from Clone Wars to the EU to even some of the new shit. Which you've heard my opinion on the new shit, but hey, to each their own. I
Hmm.
don't want that one there. I want that one somewhere else. But this is us trying to test out Let's Plays and shit like that for future. So I mean, look on the bright side, links. If say we start doing Let's Plays, and if I start doing it, and you just talk, we just do shit. There we
Hmm.
go. We're like I said, this is going to be a test stream. We're just testing the water, see how this runs, see how it goes. So
And already it's going to shit.
yeah, until we get shit figured out, yeah, it's going to go to shit. Thanks for the optimism there, buddy. Just fucking a lovely world of optimism coming from you.
You're welcome,
Just
buddy.
so lovely. It totally doesn't make me want to just strangle your ass. But yeah, no, if you guys have some updates or just some recommendations of games you guys want us to play, hell, throw it out there. I mean, there's some that we're wanting to play. We eventually might down the line we might play some Pokemon games. We might play some Legend of Zelda. Me and Links have said it several times. I've never played it, Wind Waker, or I've played a little bit of Ocarina of Time, never beat it. Because I actually have never been able to actually get my hands on the copy of the game. So, we may play that. Or
Wait, hold on. Let's roll back a bit. You haven't finished Ocarina of Time.
no, because I've never been able to actually get my hands on an actual physical copy.
Oh.
I've always played at friends' houses. Like seriously, like I think what was it? My ex-girlfriend, she had Ocarina of Time on. I think she had the gold version of the N64 back then when she had it. And I think when I was over at her house playing, this was back when I was in school. I think we got all the way up to on the save file that I had on her little console. I think I got all the way up to the water temple, and I never even got into it.
Hmm.
School finished and all that shit, and we just drifted apart. But
Damn.
yeah, no, I never actually managed to actually beat it. So there's still a lot of shit I don't even fucking remember about that game anyway.
That's crazy. I would think that
Yeah.
you got a little bit further.
No. Well, to be fair, I didn't really. I mean, we didn't really play that much on it. To be fair, there was a much other shit that we would usually do, but and Wind Waker, she had Wind Waker. I never played Wind Waker though. That was one I didn't ever play. I don't think she cared for Wind Waker, to be honest with you. Which is funny because you like that one, but I know a lot of people actually like that one, didn't they? When that one was I think it's not the second most popular, but it's one of them up there
Hmm.
before Breath of the Wild came out, of course. Which, eh,
Breath
I
of the
like Breath
Wild's
of the Wild, but
ass.
at the same time, I don't like Breath of the Wild. Like, I like its concept. I'm just not a big fan of how they do the weapons in that game, man. I just don't like
The
it.
Master Sword should not fucking break. You're about to get me started on a tangent. I hope you know that. The Master
Well, the
Sword
Master
and the
Sword breaking,
highly.
I don't mind that because they've done that before in several games where it breaks, then you have to go. Well, okay, the Master Sword technically doesn't break; it just loses power. It's not breaking; it's just losing power.
You
That's how they're
know
doing
about to
that.
go off. You know it, man.
Oh, I
But
know, but and with Tears of the Kingdom, they're making it to where it's broken in that one too. I'm kind of hoping they're not trying to push away from the Master Sword because honestly, it kind of feels like that's what they're slowly doing
dude,
a little bit,
there's only one
which I
thing I
really
know
hope that's
for
not
a
the case.
fact you cannot deny. All right, there's two things. One,
Uh,
the dungeons are ass in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild.
I've heard some people say they're fun. I've played a little bit of it
Who the
with
fuck told you that?
well, like I said, some people do say the little not like the oh, who's coming for me? Oh, they're coming from Wayland. But the some of the little side dungeons are fun, but not all of them are. Because there were some of the trial dungeons I thought was actually really fun.
The only good that comes
Some of
out
them
of
I
the
enjoyed.
trials is keeping track of heart containers and stamina wheels.
Okay, now see that's an argument I have. I said see, keyword there's some. I said some of them are fun, but if you ask me, there's way too many fucking dungeons. Way fucking too many of them.
What happened to doing a side quest helping someone out to get a heart piece?
Or just exploring and finding one.
Mm-hmm. Now I gotta go through an entire small dungeon where I could probably
Speaking of
cheat
which,
it.
uh, can you look that up real quick? How many like in Breath of the Wild alone? Because I know Tears of the Kingdom was probably even more than that. How many of the fucking trial dungeons are there in Breath of
There's
the Wild?
over 150, exactly
Yeah, see that's
198.
That's insane. There really shouldn't be that much because like some of them are just a pain in the ass. Like for example, there's that one where it's legit, like it's a mirror version of the other one. You know the one I'm talking about. That's that one that's it's something like the tallest mountain I think in the game or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
there one of them's legit like a copy of the other one. Like it's like really, come on. I feel like that doesn't need to be there.
The reason you do realize why they're there, right?
No, I know, I get it. It's supposed to be like a symbolism thing or some
Nope.
shit like that, but like still, it's still annoying as fuck.
I'm talking about the shrines. You know why they're there?
Yeah, they're supposed
Padding.
to like, yeah.
It's padding and fast travel. Because
Oh
the
my god, that's
developers
so much
wanted
shorter after me.
there's like fast travel and there's also what you call them. There's fast travel and it's padding. That's the two main things. If those two were not a thing, the shrines would be totally different. And it's sad
Yeah,
that in a game like the original Legend of Zelda, we had more dungeons that were more fleshed out than what we had in Breath of the Wild.
I might actually lose this one. Wow, but I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. It does feel like padding. It definitely for damn sure does.
I would
But
probably
again, I mean,
say
Breath of the
it's
Wild is still a really fun game. I mean, as much shit as we talk, I mean, a lot of people do like it. A lot of people did find it fun.
a thing. And then on top of that, something I also
Yeah, I've
want to
lost this
bring
one.
up is that Breath of the Wild has this thing where it kind of feels like if you played the Wind Waker, there is a segment in the Wind Waker where it's called
Ha
the
ha! Killed your fucking
Triforce
thing.
Chart Quest. And what you have to do is dig up the Triforce of Courage out of the ocean and reform it. And there's like 8 charts that you have to find. And mind you, you have to decipher each and every chart. And each chart is 398 rubies apiece. Altogether, that's a lot of fucking rupees.
Yeah.
And when the game first released in Japan, I feel so bad for Japanese players for this. They put 0 money pots. You know, in the English release, they have like huge money pots, right? Full of like 50 and
Yeah.
$100 rubies. Well, that's not a thing in the Japanese release when it first came out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am serious.
Jesus.
It was so bad that even Nintendo had to out, or not Nintendo, but Eiji Aonuma himself had to apologize.
Damn.
It was that bad.
Never knew about that.
And they had to go in with a patch before they released it on shelves in America.
Motherfucker. Alright. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Tears of the Kingdom. Like Tears of the Kingdom, the building mechanics of that's what a lot of people love about that one. And I'm
Oh,
not gonna
dude,
dispute that. That one's pretty
if
fun.
I can put a Korok on a crucifix and then roast him
Yeah.
alive, then it's amazing.
All right. Can we comment on that real quick? We're like, what the fuck is up with that?
Dude, if you give the
What is up
internet,
with
if you
that?
give people
Oh,
two,
I know, but like still, like everybody, everybody loves torturing them little fuckers, and I don't understand why.
dude, people have been doing this kind of shit since Black Ops 2 with the emblems, and I'm not even gonna comment on that because I feel
Uh,
like we'd get like canceled for it.
I just want to throw this out there real quick too. Sorry, folks, if you hear me cough and gag every once in a while, because like still got a little bit of crud sinuses. They're still playing up, and dude, this cold's been ass. But
But yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't surprise
but
me one bit.
no, with the Korok shit, no. But it's like that, and the amount of times how many people want to build a giant penis.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I was looking at there was what was it, like a clip I saw where someone had built a giant fuck all robot. Like it looked like a fucking something out of Pacific Rim, and it
Mm-hmm.
just had a long schlong just as it was fucking walking. I was like, really,
I believe it.
fucking really. uh, Fucking Link approaches Ganondorf's like, I'm come to kill you. And it's just a giant robot with a giant dick. uh,
Mm-hmm.
there it is. That's what I was after. Get him.
But anyway, um,
There's another game that was like coming that what was it that I you know speaking of that since they're like really hinting at we're gonna get a Half-Life 3 eventually probably do you think we'll probably get a Portal 3 if that's the case? Because for Team Fortress 3, I'm sorry, I think that's dead. I think they're kind of done with Team Fortress, which is sad. I kind of hate that that's the thing. And the
so
only reason I'm saying that is because didn't they finish up the comic lines and they're kind of like talking about not doing anything with it anymore?
Team Fortress, if it's going to be a
Yeah,
new game of Team Fortress, then it'd probably be with a whole new set of crew.
yeah. I don't know. I think they may reference the old guys every once in a while. Oh, probably not in the game, but yeah, you might be right. Really?
Now,
I'll resolve that. Fuck yeah.
another big game announcement that got announced is I know a lot of people are talking about it, but Minecraft 2.
Yeah, that they're saying Notch is going to build. Which of course he can't build Minecraft 2.
And
Of course he's not going to be able
I
to.
got the quote right here, and I'm gonna read a little bit of it. It says by Notch on his Twitter account or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It says, I basically announced Minecraft 2. I thought that maybe people actually do want me to make another game that's super similar to the first one, and I'm loving working on games again. So, um, his he's basically announcing Minecraft 2.
Which I mean, hey,
Basically,
that's good for him. Honestly, I hate that they pushed him out of Minecraft. I really wish they wouldn't have.
Minecraft isn't Minecraft
But
anymore. A lot of people are moving away from
no,
it because they're heavily pushing on Bedrock Edition.
well, that and the fact that they're not doing anything new with it. They're like letting the paid mods do new shit with it. Like they're literally letting depending on modders to do something new. And like for console people, if they want those mods, they gotta pay for them, and that's just fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm. And
Like
most of
some
them aren't
people
from
literally
like
had to
original people.
buy what was it? I think if I'm not mistaken, like some people actually had to buy which this is an old mod. What is it called? Where it's just like you just have a like a limited amount of supplies. There's literally an empty world, and it's Skycraft,
Skyblock.
like or Skyblock. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Like some people on console literally have to buy Skyblock in order to even attempt to play that if they want to run old consoles, which is stupid. Which again, you know, that should just push people more towards PC. Which, yeah, I'd recommend that because it seems like consoles are kind of dead nowadays. Since Xbox doesn't want to do anything with it, and the new PS5 Pro doesn't look too great. So, speaking of which, I mean, that's another good segue for something else. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the indie market so far, Wallish, have you seen a lot of the indie games are gonna be coming out here shortly?
Oh
They,
yeah.
a lot of them look better than your AAA title games. A lot of them are actually doing better than your AAA title games. Like a lot of your indie games nowadays are doing a fuck ton better. And honestly, I'm not surprised. Honestly,
Well,
I think it needs to go that way.
there's a lot of
Like,
things for that. There's a lot of stuff that goes to that. And I feel like one of them is that the pressures of making a AAA game, or like AAA studios putting pressure on to developers, is not there, and you kind of have the freedom to do whatever you want
Well,
and take the game
no,
wherever you
put the
want.
pressure the pressure on AAA developers. It's there. No, it's definitely there. But see, here's the problem with that. They're not listening. They're like for example, we could talk about this real quick. Did you hear what 343 or not 343 but Microsoft the recent news with them what they just recently did?
Yeah.
Like Secret Level was wanting to do a thing with Doom and the Master Chief where they had like a little bit as for, for extra hype for them to put in the game. And Microsoft told them, "Nah." They said, "No, we don't want to do that." The fuck is wrong with you? Like, there's some people out there who are saying that Microsoft is allergic to money. Honestly, I'm starting to believe that that shit's fucking true. Like,
It is true.
why? You own both those properties. Why not? Like, seriously, what is the downside of letting these guys do that to build hype? For fucking like Halo needs something. Halo needs a win because the only thing that Microsoft has done for Halo recently was the Master Chief show or the Halo
Hmm.
TV show, and that was fucking awful. Like, if anything, that just turned fans off, and you just probably killed more fans. Not only that, but this is something that pissed me off when I heard about this. So get this. Uh, Microsoft was recently. Not this was a while ago. Well, this may be old news. I'm not sure how old this is, but this is new to me because I never knew about this until recently. So it came out that a bunch of people like approached Microsoft. They were wanting to make an ODST game, right? That was similar to how Helldivers works, where you just drop in as like a squad or whatever. And it's probably going to be something like Firefight from back in the day. It's a
Hmm.
squad where like you literally drop down in the drop pods or whatever, you bust out, whatever, you kill a bunch of Covenant, Banished, whatever, to bring back ODSTs. Microsoft turned it down. Why did they turn it down? Because it didn't fit what they wanted to do. It's an
Hmm.
ODST game. Do you know how bad Halo fans have been wanting another ODST game?
Yep.
Since fucking Halo 3 ODST. And these bitches turned it the fuck down and said no. What is wrong with you? Like, seriously, what are they honestly, I want to know what's going on inside 343 and Microsoft. Are they purposely trying to kill the titles that they have? I honestly believe they are because there's no good explanation for wanting to stop or to not even wanting to produce something like that. It fucking infuriates me because this means that they are purposely killing the games. They are doing this shit on purpose.
Hmm.
And I have no fucking idea why. Like it doesn't make sense from a money standpoint either on why they would want to kill a game like that. Like why would you not want to like you have Infinite, that's fine. No, I mean, yeah, some people will say that Infinite was not too great of a game, which I'm willing to agree with as well. Infinite wasn't too great of a game. It was a disappointment for a lot of people, including myself, because it literally felt so empty. Honestly, to me, I said it felt like a Far Cry 3 knockoff. No, not Far Cry 3, a Far Cry 5 knockoff. I'm not even going to give it the justice of that. I'm going to say it felt like a Far Cry 5 knockoff. Because you had to capture outposts just like how in a Far Cry game and to unlock more bits of the map. And the campaign, honestly, just kind of didn't make any sense. Like, I'm so tired of the UNSC getting the shit beat out of them to the point where they don't exist anymore, barely ever. Like, I don't know, just the Halo lore right now in general just honestly doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Because
Yeah.
like seriously, okay, like if you like you've played the games, right? You've beaten it all the way to Halo 3, right? So you've seen the end of that at least, where literally Earth is they pushed the Covenant had beat the fuck out of humanity so bad they pushed them back to their last bastion, which is Earth. They pretty much don't even have a fucking fleet anymore because the Covenant came in there and wiped out their fleet. So like there was only literally a few ships left. Like humanity doesn't have anything. And then after the events of Halo 3, where they somehow managed to pull off a win against the Covenant, because the Halo rings and all the other bullshit. Somehow, in the events of Halo 4, after 4 years, they had an entire fucking a giant ass fleet build up again. How the fuck does that work? That's not how that works. They should be still struggling for ships. Like I could see them building a huge fleet of frigates, like the smaller, like the Forward Unto Dawn, if you remember that thing,
Mm-hmm.
that smaller little ship that they have. I could see them building up a bunch of those, but yeah, and it kind of makes sense that they already had the what was it, the Infinity, that big ass ship that you see in Halo 4. Because they said in 4 and previously that thing was on hiding. It was supposed to be humanity. Pretty much, it was an arc. It was supposed to be humanity's like Noah's Ark program, where if they were going to lose Earth, this ship was going to take a shit ton of colonists and a bunch of other people, and then run off into the far distance of the galaxy to rebuild. And hopefully the Covenant would not be able to follow them as they went off and rebuild.
Yeah.
But I mean, in 4 years, how do you go from that to now having a massive fleet again and a fuck ton of Spartans that you could just randomly waste a bunch of resources on Spartan 4s? Honestly, the world bending just didn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you get to Infinite, to where the Banished now beat the fuck out of us again, and we barely have anything again. We have nothing anymore. Again, it's just, it seems like more of the same old storytelling, and it's just getting extremely fucking old and tiresome. Kind of like what Star Wars did. It seems like they pulled a Star Wars. Where
Mm-hmm.
remember in the rebels beat the fuck out of them, or beat the Empire, pushed them back. Then all of a sudden, within Force Awakens or whatever, they're a rebellion again. They're having to scrape by with barely any ships or whatever all over again when they have their own fucking. It just made very little sense. Poor story writing.
Yeah.
But I don't know why people started to like that form of writing, or that form of, I don't know. It just to me it just never made any sense. It was just, I miss the days of really good like story writers where shit actually felt like it was possible, it was viable. A lot of this shit nowadays just feels, you know,
Fake.
not fake. Like they pulled it out of their ass.
So yeah, fake.
It's just sci-fi to be sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, we won. Now all of a sudden we have a fuck ton of ships. Wait, fuck. How do we have a fuck ton of ships now? We should have barely any resources. Like literally,
The
okay, to give a good
transition there
example.
was just amazing. I'm sorry, I have to cut you off because that transition was just amazing. Like you're just talking about fucking shit, and there you are. Wait, how the fuck did I get at this? But hold on, wait. Are you telling me I fucking have a hard time concentrating?
No, no, that when I said the ships, I was still talking about what I was talking about. It's like, all of a sudden, how the fuck
Mm-hmm.
do we have so many ships?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, remember what I said was, like I said, the UNSC barely had anything. Then all of a sudden, we have a fuckload of ships. Where the fuck did that fuckload of ships come from? Where'd you get the materials for that? Like, the
Oh, I
example I
thought
was
you were
going to
talking
before
about the
you interrupted me.
game. Fuck
No, no, no,
me.
no. I was not talking about the game. And no, what you saw there in the game is I was struggling to actually deploy forces because the forces did not want to fucking deploy. I was trying to put down a ship. It's like, fucking get on the fucking field. But no, what I was wanting to point out is, like, for an example of really good writing, Stargate. For those who've seen that, literally as you watch Stargate and as that show builds up, you literally see like how they like. For example, someone explained it to me one time. It was like, oh, if you look at if you're this far in the season, if you look at this certain type of ship or whatever, you can point to any material on that ship and go, oh, I remember where they found the metal for this on the previous episode that happened like 3 seasons ago. Like it's consistent with the world building is consistent because as far as they go, you see how the fucking people evolved and all this other shit. It's consistent.
Uh-huh.
We've lost that type of writing, and it gets on my fucking nerves. Or like a Star Trek, where you start watching that shit, and it goes, "Oh, well, I see where we started learning stuff, shit like that from them to exploring this planet or whatever, and they having this type of technology because they now have a ability to counter this type of enemy because they've encountered them before or whatever." But bottom line is, I miss actually decent writing. Especially
Yeah.
in sci-fi, because sci-fi it feels like we don't have any good writing in shows anymore, barely. And some stuff we do. There are some hidden gems out there,
Yeah,
but not a
but
lot of them.
you have to look for it. That's the
Yeah, you
sad
really
part.
have to search, and it's sad.
Oh, by the way, congrats on the victory.
I'll trust me. This thing. Oh, I lost one of those. Damn, that's expensive.
But anyway, on to the next topic because we still got a ton of stuff to go over.
Oh yeah, we got a ton. Yeah, you go ahead and talk about your news because I'm sure you have
So,
a bunch. Because I've just been talking on my topics.
first things off, um, we finally have a possible release window for a Nintendo Direct with the announcement of the
Oh,
Switch 2.
yes, I forgot about that. Yeah, has
Yep.
there been any news since me and you talked about that? Because I forgot to talk about
Mostly
that.
just specs. Specs have been leaked, and mind you, take this with a grain of salt, y'all. But one thing we do know for a fact is that Nintendo is hosting their quarter four panel for all their quarterly earnings in their investors call in February. I believe it is February 10th or 17th, like in between that window. The middle of February. I'm just going to say the middle of February. But we are speculating to have an announcement within the next 4 weeks for a Nintendo Direct. And
Yeah, I want to agree with you on that one.
That Nintendo Direct will have the Switch 2 announcement. It may not talk about the specs or anything like that. We may get a separate video, but we will get a reveal for it. It will be a reveal, and they'll be like, okay, we're gonna have a small little Direct talking about the Switch 2, what it's capable of, when it's coming out, and all that. A huge press conference for that, essentially, like right at the end of the show. And we're also going to get the last lineup of Switch games in this next Direct, whether it be um, ports or smaller titles, whichever. It's going to be revealed in this Direct, and I feel like the Switch 2 will be. If I'm going off by everything that we have already known about the Switch, I feel like they're going to have a holiday release for the Switch 2 for a holiday 2025 or a late or an early
Yeah,
2026. That is the release window in my guessing. I've been like a Nintendo fan for years, and I've been keeping track of all their shit for longest of time. So whenever I make a prediction like this, I don't just throw out a prediction or throw out nonsense. I actually sit down and I think about it and I go over everything that Nintendo has done to this point. And I kind of go in reference to everything that got announced with the Switch, with the original Switch back in March of 2017 and their previous consoles and what they are just known for doing. Of course, when consoles got released back in the day in like 2002 or 2007 with the DS and the Wii, it's kind of hard to predict because they did a lot of stuff back then when Reggie was the head of Nintendo versus Doug Bowser, who is the head of Nintendo of America now. So it can be completely different than what we're used to. But in my personal opinion, what Nintendo I think is going to be doing again, we are going to have a live broadcast of a Nintendo Direct with the final Switch games and the final um, reveal of every Switch game that comes onto the console. I would probably want to say, yeah, I'm pulling out my calendar now. The second to last week of January, probably January 21st or January 23rd.
because I know
Because
originally you were talking about you were saying that they might do it like halfway through January, but we're kind of getting close to that, and they still haven't made an announcement on that. So
the reason why I say January 20th or 21st to 23rd is that Nintendo does their directs either on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's kind of a toss up, but I feel like they're going to do their reveal then because it gives them time to do another reveal of their console the first week of February and just like have it set up for then. Be like, okay, this is everything about the console and when it's going to be announced, when it's coming out. They could throw, who knows? They could probably throw a curveball and be like, "Hey, uh, we're going to do the direct on the 28th, and we're going to reveal everything about the console at the very, very end, and it comes out in May." But I know for a fact the reason why they haven't announced the console yet, and it's not because of the hardware. It's because they don't have a lineup of games yet. Nintendo has a very, very strict policy when it comes to releasing games and content for their consoles. And this all started because of the Nintendo GameCube launch, the horrific launch that was, because there's only like two games that were launched
Yeah.
for the GameCube, and that was Luigi's Mansion and some other game. I can't remember, but um, it was one of those two games. It wasn't Mario Sunshine or not. Surprisingly, it was not Mario Sunshine. But after the destructive launch and the destructive life cycle that was the GameCube, you may say that, oh, the GameCube was an awesome console and it did all this shit. Yeah, but get this. The console did not sell well to Nintendo. It was a horrible console to them. So they went and made the Wii. And when the Wii came out, they made sure that, hey, it's backwards compatible and you could play GameCube games on the Wii. But if you didn't care for it, they made a specific Wii so it doesn't have the backwards compatibility. So you didn't have to worry about that. And then later on, they had virtual consoles and stuff like that, so you can have the virtual games for like retro games on there. So you could play retro games on your on the Nintendo Wii. So, and then they did the same thing with the Wii U, where you could go back and play Wii games
Yeah,
on the Wii U.
you can play,
Excuse
yeah,
you.
just not just that, just older games in
Mm-hmm.
general.
And um, not to say that the Wii U was a good console, but it just shows that Nintendo thinks about their launch titles before or their games before they even launch the system. They're not going to launch a system and not have any games for it because it won't sell.
I was about to say, for the Switch, haven't they? The only ones that they've so far really announced is that Pokemon Legends game, and isn't it one, like a Mario game of some kind?
I'm glad that you mentioned that because Mario Pokemon Day is
Fuck, I
coming
forgot
up
about
in
that.
February too, ain't it?
Which one was coming up now?
Pokemon Day in February.
Oh shit! Oh dude, we need to play the Coliseum mod.
So, that's another thing too, because we also have to take in that account as well. So who knows?
Sorry.
We may get GBA ports for the original Pokemon games, which I highly doubt we will because they haven't done it yet. But there's actually a reason why they haven't done it yet. In my opinion, I think the reason why is because of the trading. They're trading back in the day, you could have a Game Boy Link cable and trade Pokemon with your buddies. And that could actually be what's holding them up right now with the ports. And a lot of people don't realize that. They just want them to be like, hey, just port the game. I want to see my game. I want to see it now, and I'm acting like a child. I want it now, now, now. And that's not how it works. You can't just port a game and expect it to work. There's a lot of like meticulous things that actually happen behind the scenes with that, and it takes a lot of time and money to port that over. And they're probably having problems porting the GBA titles of or GBA Pokemon and the Game Boy Pokemon over because of the trading. They're trying to figure out how to implement that with NSO. So,
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it's still technically possible to like get a Pokemon from the the very first generation of games.
oh, I don't know.
I think someone has done it to where you can get it on the very brand new fucking game.
Like I said, I don't know. I don't play Pokemon
No.
nowadays. The last
Well,
one I
no, see,
played was
I
Emerald.
don't even know if Pokemon, because like it's something what you got to do with the thing, and it's like, is it Pokemon Home? Is it Pokemon Bank? Something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah,
The
where you
home
could
of
do it between there, which I don't even know if
so
Pokemon Bank is still optional, because I remember hearing something they were doing something with Pokemon Bank.
I don't know, but
See, no,
anyway.
I've never done anything like that. I wish I would have because, dude, I wish I still had my Sceptile from Emerald days. I wish I
Mm,
still had my original Emerald cartridge. Like, dude, I 100%ed that game on that cartridge. Well, as about as
okay.
close as you can to 100% it, because I don't
Pokemon
think you actually
Day
physically can 100% Emerald.
Pokemon Day is February 7th or
Oh,
27th. That's Pokemon Day.
nice.
So that's at the very end of the month. So back to what I was saying about my prediction. I'm pretty sure that we're going to get a Nintendo Direct on the between the 21st and the 30th, around that window. So expect that. And the
Yeah.
reveal of the Switch 2, if they call it the Switch 2. We don't know. So expect that then. And not only that, now I'm gonna start talking about the hardware and stuff. So all the hardware. So right now I have a OLED, a Nintendo Switch OLED, and they're saying that docked with the OLED, I believe it runs at, what is it, like 1080p or something like that, undocked,
Yeah,
and like
I think it is
4K
it
docked.
1080p and it runs at 30 frames per second, and that is,
Mm-hmm.
or is it? No, it's not 60 frames per second. I know it's not 60.
It's like something
It's
like
something like
that.
that.
I don't have it off the
Yeah,
top of my head, but the Switch 2 is said to run at 4K with a 10-hour battery undocked
which that would be impressive because I know
with
the original Switch, like that's the problem I have in mind. It just
hmm
it does not last like because I have the first generation of Switch. Dude, that thing does not last long at all. Like
hmm
especially if you're playing like a really a game that puts it through its paces, it'll kill it quickly.
Now with the Switch 2, it basically has DSLR 4. It runs on that with RTX graphics cards. So now instead of running at like 30 frames per second, we can now have a undocked Switch at between 60 to 120 frames per second. So it will run Tears of the Kingdom at 120 frames per second, from what I have been told and read.
Nice.
So that is a major upgrade. As for price, I'm willing to bet that the price is going to be around 350 to 400 USD. And I'm not joking. I'm willing to bet it's between 300 to $400. And that's because of the shortages that we're suffering right now. And on top of that, if you live in the United States, like me and Teridax do, because of policies that are coming into effect in 2025, we also have to take into account of tax increases as well. So first off, any foreign imports are being taxed. Like they're getting raised up in
Oh yeah,
taxes.
those tariffs are gonna affect that, aren't they? Shit,
Yes,
I
they
forgot about
will.
that. I
That's
don't know,
what.
mate, well,
So
we're good. We're pretty good with Japan, so hopefully not with Japan. I think a lot of Chinese. I think this tariffs. I no. Okay, again, I'm not a political expert. I'm probably talking out of my ass, but I don't think those tariffs are gonna affect Japan too much. Maybe,
well,
but
the
we'll
reason
see.
the reason why I bring this up, right, is we're not political here, but I have to bring this up simply because of the fact that these tariffs are going to hit hard. Like the and the chips that are required for the Switch 2 are insanely expensive,
I'm
and that
sorry.
is going to absolutely
Ugh.
skyrocket the price, and that's why I think it's going to be between $300 and $400 for this console. Normally, I would probably think it'd be around maybe 300, 350, but because of the tax and tariffs that are going on current day, I feel like these consoles are going to skyrocket in money. If you want this console, then you're gonna have to pay an arm and a leg for it. I'm sorry, but that's just facts.
Probably. I don't know. I'm still kind of. I'm still in the boat, like, hoping it doesn't cost too terribly much. Like, for example, I don't think it's gonna be like this one may actually cost like 500 something dollars or something like that, but I don't think it's gonna be like insane to where it's like $800 or whatever.
I don't know about that.
I don't think it's gonna go that crazy. Not to mention, if you think about it too, like I said, this is why I'm kind of debating on the whole $500 thing or whatever. Um, I mean, yeah, I get it. It's a step up, but I don't think it's like too I don't think it'll be better than the PlayStation 5. I don't think it's gonna get that
The
far.
PS5 Pro, you mean?
Well, I don't even think it's gonna get close to the PS5. I mean, it
Hmm.
may. I think it'll get. I think it'll get like right to what the PS5 could do, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it's gonna get past what the. I don't think it's gonna get past to what the Pro could do, or
Yeah.
what PC can do. Let's just say that much. I don't think it's gonna get to that level.
No, it won't. Unless we have a Switch
No.
2 Pro. If we got a Switch 2 Pro, then yeah, it would probably be around like 450, 500
Well,
bucks.
the reason why I'm just saying that in general, I don't think we will because, like, to be fair, like, name a Nintendo game that actually needs it.
True. But you gotta
Like,
also
seriously, like,
remember,
we don't really. There's not really a Nintendo game that's like goes as hard as,
but you,
let's say, Call of Duty.
yeah, the reason why I'm mentioning Call of Duty is the fact that they're having marketing deals where they're trying to port Call of Duty titles to the Nintendo.
Yeah, to the Switch.
So
Like, again, that's another thing I want to point out too. Like, how many people do you actually think is gonna play it on the fucking Switch? I don't think too many people's gonna want to play it on the Switch.
you never know. But like I
No,
said,
you don't,
that's
and I could be completely talking out of my ass. But with how Nintendo structures their like buttons and everything, me personally, I wouldn't want to play one on a Nintendo console. I would rather play it on either PlayStation or PC. But with how that's doing in general right now, that I don't know, that might not even be a possibility. We'll see.
like I said, we just gotta keep an eye out for these prices. We won't know anything for
Yeah,
sure until the Switch gets announced by Nintendo themselves. Until they can come forward and be like, "Hey, this is how much it's gonna be. This is what's in it, and this is what it looks like. This is the name." This, like I said, take this with a grain of salt. This is just a prediction. I don't know shit. I'm just going by what has been leaked and what my current like Nintendo strategy knowledge is.
well, how
So,
well their preview what they've done in the past, yeah.
mm-hmm,
What we've seen now, we can speculate based on what they've done in the past. Yes,
mm-hmm.
that's something that we can definitely do.
And not to mention, Nintendo isn't a in the console wars. They don't do that. So I don't see
They don't
them
have
really
to. They're above the console wars.
mm-hmm. Exactly. They don't compete. They got their own shit. When, like, for example, whenever people were complaining that Nintendo kept taking down music for like trying to be able to play music, and people were voicing their concerns for Nintendo and said that, hey, we want to listen to Nintendo music, but there's like no site that allows Nintendo music. They don't have it on Apple, they don't have it on Spotify or SoundCloud. It's not allowed.
Well,
And
they did.
Nintendo
It was just like edited versions of it, so that way you could technically have it. It was the ones that you could technically like get away
re-
with.
remixes
Yeah, the
and blah.
remixes. Yeah, they had the
Yeah,
remixes, but you couldn't
I'm
have
but
anything
I'm
else
not talking
because the
about that.
banhammer
I'm
thing.
mainly talking
Yeah,
about like actual legit
the
like
original. Yeah.
yeah. But Nintendo actually listened and said, "Okay, we'll make an app for Nintendo Switch online users to use." So now you can go on the app and go onto the I believe it's called Nintendo Music. I'm pulling it up on my phone right now. Yep, Nintendo Music, and you can go on here and listen to whatever song on um, they have at the moment. far as I'm aware, um, you can now go in and basically play whatever like music that they have available. And like I said, they're still adding shit. So if you
Oh
don't
yeah.
want to listen to, for example, Pikmin 4 music, you can still go back, like all the way down to like 2005 and listen to fucking Brain Age, if you remember that, or Nintendogs.
Hmm.
Or you can go back even further, listen to Ocarina of Time or Donkey Kong Country. You can go all the way back to 1985 with the original Super Mario Brothers. And yes, it's there. They are listening. Like I think Nintendo is like one of the only companies out there that actually listens to what we have to say. It may take them a minute to like actually do it, but they listen. They legit hear like your concerns and they will actually listen. And I'm not trying to be a corporate shill or nothing. I don't like condone like a lot of shit that they do, but I'm here to say that and pack Nintendo up whenever they actually do something good. And this is one of those things that are good, that they do listen. Mm.
They're definitely better than previous or other example like
Yeah.
Microsoft or let's just say Sony with some of the bullshit. I mean, for those who pay attention to like what Helldivers has been going on with them back in the past when they first launched it, it's doing great. Launched on Steam, doing phenomenal. Then they made it to where you had to have the PlayStation. You had to sign into your PlayStation account to play it.
Now, to be fair, it
And
wasn't
they
their
said,
fault. It was PlayStation's fault that did
no,
that.
that's what I'm pointing. I'm pointing the finger at PlayStation when I say this. Is like PlayStation pulled that bullshit, and then they pulled back on that statement. But then they went and made it to where you couldn't play the fucking game in certain countries as a
Mm-hmm.
retaliation for that.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, Nintendo's not. I mean, yeah, no, Nintendo does have some shit that I wish they'd correct. Like for example, I'd wish they bring back older games because they have such a big problem with pirating or
Mm-hmm.
emulators. They have they have a huge hatred for emulators. What would fix that is they bring back their older titles.
Mm-hmm.
If they would honestly bring back their older titles, they would not have an emulator problem.
Yeah,
But
they
for
have
some reason, they
NSO.
don't want to bother that.
Yeah, they got NSO and they're slowly working on it.
Yeah.
It's not easy
Like,
porting
for
a game.
example, Pokemon Coliseum. I mean, most people don't even know that that game even exists. Because a lot of people like to think that, what was it? I heard someone say that X and Y was the first Pokemon 3D game that was ever made.
Who the
No, that's
fuck?
not true.
Oh, no.
Like I
No.
said, no, they don't know because, or no, the first console game that was ever released was, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Because that was technically released on the Switch. First Pokemon, no, actually it was, did Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, did that come out first before Sword and Shield, or did that come out after?
Maybe after? I don't know.
I can't remember. Either way, people don't realize that Pokemon, hell, some people don't even know that, Stadium is a thing. Which, of course, now Stadium is on the Switch, so you can play Stadium on the Switch if you want to. But there are some other titles that you can't play.
Don't forget about Pokemon Snap. A lot of
Pokemon
people
Snap.
that.
Well, to be fair, they went back and remade another Snap, so Snap's not really a decent. Pokemon Battle Revolution, or no, just well, yeah, it's Battle Revolution. Remember the one on the Wii that they had, the
Oh
Pokemon
yeah,
Stadium
in the
game,
Pokemon Dungeons or Mystery Dungeon games, didn't they
Mystery
remake
Dungeons.
those?
Yep.
They remade
Yeah, they
those.
did. It's on the Switch. I heard
Mm-hmm.
that one was actually a really good game. Dude, oh, that could be one that we play. We could go play Mystery Dungeons if we ever figure out how to record on the Switch. I know
Right.
there's a way to do it because people record Zelda games, but
Mm.
that's something we got to figure out. But yeah, Mystery Dungeon, that would be a cool one because
Mm-hmm.
honestly, that's another Pokemon game I've never beat. I've never beat Mystery Dungeon.
Never played it.
No, you haven't. You've never played it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow,
Never
that's
played.
fun.
Like I said,
I'm
my
curious.
last Pokemon game was Emerald, and that's where I stopped at. I
Oh, so you never even
100%ed it.
played Diamond and Pearl,
Nope.
dude? You gotta at least play Diamond and Pearl. Diamond and Pearl's fun.
Dude, I filled up one Pokemon Dex, and I was happy with myself.
Like honestly, like Emerald was good, but if you ask me, a lot of people say Black and White's peak. I'll kind of agree with that, but honestly, in my opinion, I think it's Gen 4. I think it's Pokemon Diamond or Pearl and
Well,
Platinum.
ain't that remade?
Diamond and Pearl, yeah, they did remake it. I'm not a big fan of how the characters look too much.
Oh yeah, I saw
They
that.
have that chibi look effect. I mean, I get it. Like they're bringing, like they're making. I get what they're doing by how they do it because like technically that's how the characters would look if they bring it from an 8-bit to you know actual 3D. So honestly, I can't say that I dislike it too much because that is how the characters look in the game without the pixelation. But I do get it, but I still somewhat dislike it.
Mhm.
Not to mention, it feels like they changed some bits of the game as well. I mean, it's not a bad one. That remake is not too bad. It's not too terrible. There's just some bits in it that I personally do not care for, but it's still a good one though. I'll give it that. It was still a good one. Okay, let's go over here and take view.
Oh man. So
But
anyway, but yeah, that is all I'm gonna say on the Switch 2. We'll see what happens. But Black Ops 6, there's some bullshit going on with that. I don't know if you heard.
oh, I've heard people leaving it for the new Marvel Rivals. To be fair,
Oh,
what are they not leaving for Marvel Rivals though? Like even
so
like Overwatch is starting to get its ass kicked by that game.
so
And
what happened, right? Was Black Ops 6 when it launched, it had the biggest peak in Call of Duty in the past like 3 or 4 years. But guess what?
hmm,
There is so many hackers and so many game breaking bugs in the game now
yeah.
that people have all the players that had joined into Black Ops 6 at launch have now just gone. They're all gone.
Well, isn't that mostly because like I've heard like a lot of people complain about them. They say it's mostly because of PC. Like, and
PC
I
hackers.
honestly I don't know how I feel about this because I'm part of me is kind of like yeah I'm in agreement with it, but another part of me is like no I don't like it either. Like because some people are calling for return to the old days where okay like what people want is they want crossplay but only with consoles like PlayStation can play with Xbox. They don't want or PC could play with people anymore.
Hmm.
PC needs to stay with PC and console needs to stay with console.
I agree with
I
that.
kind of agree with that and I kind of don't agree with that
The reason why that's the
because
case is because of the skill gap between PC and consoles. You can only do so much with a controller than you can with
well
with a mouse and
see
keyboard.
yeah you'd be corrected with that good thing but like with the Xbox and I'm pretty sure you can do this with the PlayStation too. With the Xbox you can hook up a keyboard and mouse on it too.
Hmm.
So that whole, oh, just because they're on console, because and I know some PC people who used a fucking controller. They just played it on the PC because the PC, the graphics look better. Why are you going by yourself? You do not need to go by yourself. Turn your happy ass around. But like Xbox, there is a bit to where you can hook up a keyboard and mouse and then play your games on the with keyboard and mouse on Xbox.
Hmm.
So the whole, it's just the keyboard is just the sensitivity for keyboard mouse is just way too crazy. That's why it's not a fair match. It's kind of bullshit. But with PC, it is a little bit too easy because Microsoft doesn't do anything too much, or not Microsoft, but Blizzard or not Blizzard and Activision. They don't really have a really good anti-cheat at all. So anything they do is just gonna suck ass.
Ricochet is probably the worst anti cheat I've ever seen.
Yeah, but to be fair, I've never heard. I think it's honestly just a COD thing because I've never heard any other game company have this big of an issue as they do. I don't think I have. Uh, if I'm wrong, comment down below if I'm wrong. I don't think Battlefield 4 has, or not Battlefield, but the Battlefield games have as much issue with hackers as bad as Call of Duty has. I mean, to be fair, that's probably mostly because of a popularity issue, but at the same time. If I'm not mistaken, even Rivals. I don't think people's cheating in Rivals just yet. I haven't heard nothing too much about any new aim bots or anything else like that in that game. But to be fair, I mean, I haven't even looked for it either. So, I mean, actually, no, that's also the case too. Like me and you've been playing, and we play crossplay because we play with PC players. I haven't even run across a hacker yet, or anyone who I think is hacking. So yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's honestly just a COD. It's their anti-cheat. They definitely need to get a better anti-cheat system.
Mm-hmm. They really, really need it.
But I mean, it's COD in general, and COD has been lazy for about it, or not. I almost said Dice, but Activision has been lazy with a bunch of shit. So it could be just a Activision being an Activision thing.
Mm-hmm.
It could be just them wanting to be cheap, which is would not surprise me. And since now that Microsoft have bought them out and they own them now, it'll probably get a little bit worse because as we've seen with it, most companies have been bought out by Activision. I mean, not Activision, but Microsoft. They usually don't get too much better. Looking at you, Bethesda. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very disappointed with how Bethesda has been doing lately. I have no hope for that company.
Yeah. Mm.
But we shall see with that one. I mean, don't get me wrong. With some of the shit with and not just that, but I think some of the reason why also people are leaving Black Ops is again, it's just like it's the same Call of Duty game that you probably played like a million times already.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really doing too much of nothing new. It's the same old, same old. I mean, it's like how I guess it's like how I feel about GTA 6 and how most people feel are probably going to feel with it. It's like we've done everything we could with the previous game, so
Mm.
what's new? What are you doing that's new? Like what else is there?
Yeah.
And so far, I mean, hell, like for those who like the Vanoss crew or whatever, like Terrorizer Nogla summed it up good enough. Like every Call of Duty since the past couple of years have felt like the exact same fucking game. None of them have felt too different at all. So what's
Mm-hmm.
the fucking point?
It's crazy,
But
man.
yeah, it's it's definitely something. Honestly,
Mm.
that's sad like that too, because I do actually miss the good old days of COD. You know, I do kind of hate that the COD's in the way that it's now because I actually do miss the glory days that it did have, like the
You sure
awesome
you don't
shit.
miss
Because
the emblems?
well, actually, they didn't they bring back the emblem system, or they do away with it again?
No.
Oh, I see. I was hearing a bunch of people saying they actually brought back the emblem shit. I thought it was
No.
back, so
Mm.
they took that away again. Okay. Well, yeah, that's very disappointing then, if that's the case. Yeah, see, yeah, I mean, dude, people were so creative back in the old Black Ops 2 days. You remember that shit with the emblems? Like, some add like all the like the shapes and shit like that. Someone make a like an accurate fucking shape, correct character or some shit like that, or there'd be SpongeBob or Patrick or whatever.
Dude, the only three that I mostly saw was They See Me Rolling, Eric
Yeah.
Cartman, and one that I will not discuss because it had something to do with
It's
watermelon
COD.
and Africa
It's COD. What do you expect? But
and naked women. But
yeah, that too. But then again, also COD's a lot softer than what it used to be as well. Like COD,
oh yeah.
honestly, you couldn't get away with the shit that you did way back in the day, which you could now. Like if I'm not mistaken, like certain clan names are now banned on there as well now. Like, cause I remember like what was it? My guys, we always put the clan tag Fubar. If I'm not mistaken, you can't have Fubar anymore because everybody knows what it is now apparently. But still, like you can't even have that as a clan tag anymore, which is fucking stupid. But
Mm-hmm.
eh, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping like that's about to change. Like the that type of shit starts going back to like how it used to be back in the days. Because a lot of people just want to have fun now. People honestly don't care about all this bullshit. People just want to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's people want to return to the glory days of when nobody gave a shit and they just want to play a game and just have a fun time on a game.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that with Rivals. Like look at Rivals.
Dude,
Rivals
Rivals
is legit. Like, oh my god,
flourishing.
dude, Rivals surprises the fuck out of me with how like it just honestly feels like one of the good old day games. They're literally, even though when I'm losing, I'm still having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And the characters are fun. All of them feel unique and they're and distinct a little bit. There are some that aren't too fun to play. I'll admit that, but once you find the character that you fit perfectly, or you could work pretty good with,
Mm-hmm.
you enjoy the fucking game. Like you, I think, what was it? Hell, you're really good at fucking Jeff, even though he's really easy to use. But ah, damn, if we have you as Jeff, if we get some other people to fill decent roles, fuck, we're not losing that game. We're winning.
Mm.
Like we rarely, like especially if I'm playing Loki and you're playing Jeff, and we got our other friends playing some really good DPS and a good tank. Yeah, we're not losing. We're doing pretty
Mm-hmm.
good. Because
Yeah,
me and
man.
you as Loki, dude, we keep our team fucking healed. Like I don't care how good their DPS is. Me and you, we'll keep our allies fucking strong.
Yeah, all we need is a Hulk, a Jeff, and maybe like either Adam Warlock or Loki. Or maybe an
Yeah, see,
Iron
that's a
Man. You
character
were
I'm gonna have to
really good
start
with
playing.
Iron Man. You were really decent with Iron Man.
Yeah, I'm an asshole when I play Iron Man. I turn into a fucking bomber. I just get up in the air and I just start fucking exploding everything.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
And maybe get like a Hawkeye too. That could
Now,
actually.
Hawkeye, dude. Oh, good God! I've learned there's several people or several different characters I've learned to hate in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye is one of them. Now, Hawkeye's great. He's fantastic. He's like some people want to compare him to Hanzo from Overwatch. No, shut the fuck up. He's more annoying than Hanzo from Overwatch.
Not the thing with Hawkeye is he doesn't have arrows that bounce per se, but he has arrows that can clear out debris, so it makes it
Dude,
easier to
he's like
pinpoint people.
he's literally that kid in Black Ops is really good with the fucking 50 cal.
That, and if you have Black Widow as a team up with him, then he could
Oh,
pretty
dear
much
Lord.
he could snipe you. He
Yeah, no,
could.
we had speaking of which, I was playing one game earlier today where like, dude, the Hawkeye that we were going up against, he was a bold motherfucker and being up in the front, and he was still like headshot after headshot after headshot. He was doing fucking phenomenal. And it was just pure skill too. Like that dude, you could tell he's put a lot of hours into Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
And he was shutting us down. We actually had some decent you know who was usually was playing Hulk. We had a really good what's her fucking name? The Scarlet Witch. We had a really good Scarlet Witch. We had really decent healers. We were still getting our ass kicked by that fucking Hawkeye
Yeah.
because he'd kill our healers, and then right after our healers died, he'd kill our tanks. It's like son of a bitch. But you can shut down some people, and not just that, but like
Mm-hmm.
if we would have had, I want to say if someone would have switched to Groot and shut him down, we probably wouldn't have had as much as a hard time. Because like Groot could just put up a wall and just shut him down pretty bad to where he can't get those headshots as easy.
Mm-hmm.
No, even Groot's fun to play. Like me, I got to figure out how to play Groot. I want to figure out how to play him. But Groot's interesting. Rocket is pretty fun. What's another one that I like playing a lot? Now, I've spoke on Loki. Like Loki, I love playing Loki. I I feel bad for Loki a little bit because I feel like they nerfed the fuck out of him. Because I have noticed that like used to how I know I swear they changed this, but like used to like I'll put my clones up right now. I believe there at one point there was you could put down 3 copies of yourself. Now it's only 2. And like say for example, if you die, your copies still stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Before they changed it, I swear your copies still shot at people randomly. I swear they auto like they had like turrets. They would auto shoot at people. Now they don't. It's only when you aim and shoot. I wish they changed that back because like now Loki's just like extremely easy to deal with. I wish they wouldn't have nerfed him so bad. But I don't think he's the only character they nerf. I think they've nerfed a couple others. Oh, and you talking about one that'll really get in your face and really fuck you up, dude. A Wolverine. Remember struggling against that one? You get a really good Wolverine. Oh man, he will tear you up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine's tough. He'll kill a Hulk if he's good enough. You got a good enough player, he'll mess up a Hulk.
Yeah.
Like he will solo Hulk if he wants to, which I
Mm-hmm.
guess is comic accurate, but still.
Like, dude, there's like compared to Concord, man, it's like 0 to 1, and the reason why
Oh, and speaking of that too, did you hear the new heroes they're coming out with? Speaking of which, like
Didn't
they were talking
Concord
about this
die?
earlier today. Oh, you know, Concord's dead. It's gone. I'm talking about like Marvel Rivals. You hear the in the season 1
Oh,
content update they're gonna
yeah,
do?
the
Uh,
Fantastic Four.
yeah, they're bringing the Fantastic Four and Ultron, which is awesome.
Oh,
Like, I'm
dude,
surprised we're even getting Ultron, but like they're gonna be bringing the Fantastic Four. Like, Susan Storm's gonna be a new strategist, which is pretty much a healer. I think she's gonna focus mostly on
dude.
putting shields on people. I think we're gonna have the Human
If
Torch, who's gonna be a duelist. The Thing is obviously gonna be a
a heavy
tank.
tank, yeah,
Yeah, he's gonna be a
probably.
heavy tank. I'm not sure how they're gonna do him because like him and Hulk, there's not really too much differences between the two of them. So I
Well,
am curious how they're gonna do him.
Ultron, his MVP better be him reaching into like his chest, like in the movie, and being like, "What doesn't kill you make you stronger." Rips you up, like rips another Ultron apart.
Oh, I'd be
Yeah,
happy if he does like another thing where it's just him making copies of himself.
yeah.
Like, yeah, he kind of copies like what Loki does. Is he just spawn little mini me's of himself all over the place. But and I think Mr. Fantastic, I think he's gonna be another duelist, if I'm not mistaken. But oh no, have you seen the characters? The because they released images of the characters. People are already loving the designs for them.
I wish they would fix
Which,
Wolverine. So,
it's kind of grown on me. I'm not too bad with it. I mean the only thing I'll say they need to do is just make him a little shorter. But other than that, it don't bother me too bad. I mean, we've had worse Wolverines, to be fair. We've had much worse Wolverines. So, I'm honestly not too upset about it. I think it's all right.
bruh.
But I will say this though. I wish we get. I hope we do get a bit more maps, because the maps. I mean, I'm not saying and the maps, dude. That's another thing, dude. I want to talk about too with Marvel Rivals. Dude, the maps are phenomenal, are they not? I think there's only like one map I don't like, and that's the Winter Soldier one, the Hydra map.
Yeah.
I'm not too big of a fan of that one, which is only just because of like how compact it kind of is a little bit. Like like I guess if you enjoy close quarters heroes, you'll like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like but if you like, for example, for Iron Man, that map really sucks with Iron Man. Like he struggles in that one because there's no room to
Mm-hmm.
maneuver. You're literally shooting a fish in a barrel with that one with Iron Man. But I mean that's only if I guess if you're like in certain spots on that map as well. But the Venom one's actually kind of cool too. I like the entire planet that's nothing but a giant symbiote or whatever it is, I guess. That one's really cool. I think my favorite one is probably the let's see. I don't know if I like the Tokyo one with the Spider-Man one
Yeah,
more,
I
or
okay.
if I like the Asgard one.
My least favorite map in Marvel Rivals is probably the Hydra one.
Yeah, same with me because it's just it's so close quarters.
It's not
Like
even
it's
that.
kind of
It's the way that the game, the rooms change. It reminds me of the crazy place in Black Ops 2. Every time you go and get like a certain amount of that objective done, it changes the way the room is. It either
oh,
lowers
which one are
it
you talking about? Are you talking about the one where it like it goes high and then it goes like it'll come
when
up
you're
to a
on hard
middle
point.
and then it goes all the way down?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
that's
what you're
hard
talking about.
point.
Yeah, no, see, mine is the Super Soldier room. I do not like that one. I just don't, because like it's, especially if they're pushing real hard, it's super easy to like spawn camp somebody on that map.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, like I said, it just depends on the hero. Like that one, I kind of feel like you don't really have too much of a choice. You kind of have to, you're forced to pick which heroes you want to play. Like I
Yeah.
said, Iron Man, you struggle on that map as Iron Man, or any of the other flyers. You struggle on that map because it's just you're just so boxed in. Like for example, it's just easy. Like with if you're playing Punisher, it's super easy to go in there and like, oh hey, there's like a there's a Stark right there, dead because he can't move, he can't maneuver, or any other flyers can't maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really good for the close quarters heroes. Which I mean, that's fine. There's maps for that because there's some maps where like I guarantee you, like those who play melee mains, like Iron Fist or Hulk or whatever, that I guarantee you they heavily dislike Asgard because of how fucking open it is and how easy it is for an Iron Man or a you know or any of the other flying heroes can just come in there and just fucking hit them from afar and they can't do shit because of how spacious it is.
Mm-hmm. You want to know something
But
that's crazy to me, and I'm surprised that you haven't brought this up. Have you ever seen one person play Storm out of all the
no,
time
that
that
is a
we played?
good point. I haven't played Storm myself, but I heard she's not too great, and there's some people asking for a rework for her,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not sure. Like, because Storm, she looks like an awesome kid. Like, I know in the comics she's insanely fucking powerful. She's one of the most powerful mutants. Actually, if she's not the most powerful,
Mm-hmm.
but in the game, I think they kind of did her a little disjustice. That's a good point. I actually might try to play her next time. Now I know what's her name?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the chick? Is the sorceress chick with the red powers? What is her name? Fuck, I'm drawing a blank on her. One of our buddies like to play her a lot. Scarlet Witch. She's pretty fucking strong. If you get someone who knows how to play her, holy fuck, she could do some fucking damage if she wants to. Her and I know Squirrel Girl. She's also pretty fucking powerful in that one too. She's a
Dude,
damn good DPS.
fuck Squirrel Girl, dude. She, if you are
Yeah,
not,
she's a hunter. She's a healer hunter. Yeah, she
yeah,
is.
she is a healer hunter, and on top of that, she can lock people down. If you play her right, you can
Yeah,
lock someone like Jeff or Hulk down and completely screw up the entire flow. Preferably,
yeah.
you would want to lock down
Hey,
Jeff and have Hawkeye or someone quick finish off Jeff.
yeah. No, I like her on my team though, because like anytime we no, what I love is a good Iron Fist who's on my team, because like Iron Fist, he'll fuck them up, dude.
Dude,
He will
I,
fuck them up.
I get PTSD every time I see Iron Fist because every single time I see him, he always
Because he just
fists
runs up
me.
there and beats the shit out of
No,
you,
he doesn't
and he
just
does
beat.
not care.
No, 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 no. He doesn't just beat the shit out of you. He fists you, and then you have Adam Warlock's bitch ass fucking revive you, and then you get fisted again. And then who knows? Maybe you'll get revived somehow again, like I did,
Oh,
and I got fisted for a third time, and you were there for that.
yeah, that shit was funny. I was trying to keep you alive, and I still couldn't keep you alive.
Oh fuck
Because I
me,
had to heal
man.
you, our tank, and our fucking DPS at the same time. And Loki fucking dude, hey Loki though, that's another one. I'm gonna talk about Loki for a little bit. Dude, I like Loki. He's pretty fun. You haven't played him. You gotta play him next time. We have to switch it up where I'll play Jeff and you play Loki. But like, if you get Loki in a good enough spot, if you put him and his clones in a good enough spot, not only can he could do a really good bit of healing because like he can make his copy. I gotta look at it, but I'm not sure. But I think they do the same amount. His copies do the same amount of damage as he does.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've seen when I play, because I'll set like up three of them and I'll stand nearby them, and when I all shoot at like one person, you see how fast their fucking health drops. Because I'm hitting them with the same attack three times. It's like I'm shooting them with a fucking a triple barrel shotgun, and I'm using slugs. So
Mm-hmm.
I heal a lot, and if I happen to hit the enemy while I'm trying to hit my ally, I'll fucking hurt them a lot too. Like, there's a lot of times where I've accidentally stolen kills from my friends because I'm trying to heal them. Like, what was that? Well, to our guy who was playing Hulk earlier, you know who I'm talking about. Dude, I kept accidentally stealing his kills because I was trying to heal him, and he would like move or shift, and the enemy would be in front of him where I'm trying to heal him, and I just hit them with all three while our buddy, our teammate Hulk would come in there and just fucking beat the shit out of him, and it's killed the other person. I'm like, oh damn it, I did not mean to do that. Whereas you don't have that problem with fucking Jeff, because Jeff, his healing attack is separate from his main attack, whereas Loki, his healing attack is his main attack. So, but which I kind of wish they'd switch that for Jeff, because I don't know why they give him two different attacks. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't. It is kind of it's for me because my aim is shit, and I don't like auto aim. It fucks with me a little bit too much, but and the auto aim, I will say this: the auto aim in that game is a little bit insane. It is a little crazy. I feel like it is a little too much. Because
When you
like you've
say
seen
auto
the tracking.
aim, do
I
you
mean, like
mean?
the tracking when, like, say for example, you'll see some characters when they shoot, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll just like the tracking of the fucking bullets insane. Like for example, who was it? It was oh yeah, Cloak and Dagger.
Oh fuck.
Dude, I was like I was pretty much around a corner, and I literally watched as her attack curved around and then fucking hit me and killed me. I'm like, are
It
you fucking serious? I'm
melts.
around a corner.
It fucking melts, dude. That attack
Yeah,
should
it
not
track
melt.
like the tracking is kind of insane with some shit. But I mean that might be how they want it. I'm not too sure. Like me, that's another character I've yet to play. I haven't played Cloak and Dagger. I've never played them before. Again, sorry folks. I'm
No, you're good, dude.
trying not to cough too much.
Right now we are at an hour and 20 minutes and 30 seconds.
I'm about to say we have some more topics we can cover, or we can just go ahead and end
Look,
it if we want to.
I
But
mean,
say I know we
I'm,
got some more that we could talk about
I mean, yeah.
because like
I don't
there's
remember the topics off the hand.
of course you never fucking
We,
do.
you know,
Always,
I've been
Mister.
meaning to
I
do
have a
this.
shitload of topics and then only has 3 topics.
Dude, I need to start making a list like throughout the week. If I find something out, I need to just be like, that's going on the
You mean
list, and
write a
just
script?
not a script. No, just have a list of titles. And then once I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I am bad with remembering shit, like long term. Well, not long term, but short term shit. I am bad at that, like
Yeah.
awful at that. Like you've seen it when we work at the same place, man. I fucking you tell me something, I'd be like, oh yeah, I got it, and then I
That's
completely fucking
attention
forget
span
about
right
it.
there.
Yeah, and I'll forget about it. I have like the worst like short
Well,
term.
that's something we probably need to work on too. We just need to get better organized. I guarantee once we start getting better, like on a fixed schedule, and we start
Mm,
getting better organized, things will start working out a little bit better. See, like again, once I guarantee you things will be fixed once I get a better PC, and then we start recording it all through my end. That way I can edit it, do all the shit, and then send it to you. That way you can upload it. Because then I guarantee you that would be so much better. I guarantee you it will be.
yeah,
But because like I'm slowly starting to fiddle more with the editing. I'm slowly getting more used to the editing softwares. So, but at the same time too, like eventually down the line we gotta try Let's Play. We gotta try playing through some shit and just doing that. Like I
yeah.
said, hey, folks, that's a good thing. Tell us what you guys want us to play first, or what game we want to play. You want us to play through first. I know I'm looking into seeing if we can't play a multiplayer version of the first Stalker game, which Lynx is gonna hate that because that's technically a horror game. So you want to see him get terrified out of his ass, or we could play. I know Lynx is wanting me to play. What do you call it? Wind Waker or
There's a
Wind
ton of
Walker.
games I've been wanting you. What?
Uh,
That
so I mean,
completely
like I
threw
said,
me off. Oh fuck. There's a ton of, like I said, there's a ton of games I want you to play, like Blink's Time Sweeper, fucking Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time. You need to beat that.
yeah, that might be some of the first ones we do. It might be just me playing through uh Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker. So it might be some of those first. So
Mm-hmm.
we might do that. So just uh on the engine that we use to run the Zelda games. Will that run, or do you have to have an N64 one for Ocarina of Time? Because if I'm not mistaken, they released an Ocarina of Time for the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they do have a ROM for that, right? For that version. 'Cause we can just play that. Unless you want me to play the original. Like the old school one, like the one with the blood and all the other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which, speaking of which, that'd be a good thing that we play Ocarina of Time as well, because like then we could just like lore drop on that shit about all the shit that like the ye old fun facts about the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I mean, like I said, if we play Stalker, I could definitely do that shit with Stalker too, because I went and watched. Dude, there's like, I'm not kidding you, and I don't know why I put myself through this, but I fucking watched all of it. I literally watched a 6 hour video on the explaining the production history of the Stalker game. Do not ask me why I did that, but apparently for some fucking reason I did. I am a sadist when it comes to some things, apparently. But to be
Mm-hmm.
fair, I am also a Dark Souls player too. That's another one too that we keep talking about. Dark Souls.
Fuck, dude,
I know
I'm nervous
you're
about
wanting to
that.
play through that,
I am
so
nervous of doing Dark Souls because I
it
feel
won't be
like
bad. It
no,
won't be.
it's
Like I said, I say
not.
we start through Dark Souls 3 first because that'll be the easiest one to get running.
Mm-hmm.
I know you want to do the original, but like I said, I say we do the third one first, just to make sure everything runs correctly. Because like I said, the third one, it does run the best out of all of them. And then if you could beat the third one, dude, you could beat any of them. Because the third one does have really hard bosses, but I'll say the older ones are like the bosses in 3 are harder, but a lot of people would say the older ones are a lot harder too, only because of the like for example, if you had the controls and like the dodging skills or whatever from the previous games, or the I mean the newer games, and you fought the older bosses in the first Dark Souls or whatever, you'd probably be able to beat it with ease
Mm-hmm.
because you move a little bit better in Dark Souls 3 compared to Dark Souls 1. You feel more sluggish. Because I don't want to call it tank controls, because not. It's just you move a little bit more sluggish. Like it takes you it's like I said, you just move a little more slower. But it's more accurate to armor too, because like I said, within the more heavier plate armor that you wear in Dark Souls, the slower you fucking move. Which, as historians have proven, is not really that bad in real life. But at the same time, yep, it can slow you down compared to other shit. It doesn't limit your movement like your what do you call it? Your articulation of your limbs, but it will slow you down because again, it is still weight. Like
Mm-hmm.
20 pounds of armor is still something different compared to like 5 pound chainmail that you're just wearing. So
Yeah.
like it's still gonna fucking weigh you down. You're
Oh, I
still gonna
got a
feel that
good
weight.
game that we could play. I just thought of this. You ever played Guitar
God
Hero
no.
3?
Oh yeah, we could play guitar. Oh, I gotta give it a guitar. I gotta get a controller for that though. I don't have a controller.
You don't have a fucking man,
I told you I lost my original PlayStation 2. I lost all that shit.
dude.
I
I'm
know. I gotta get one. I gotta buy one.
fuck,
Oy,
man.
I know. I have to get one. Actually, do they even have a Guitar Hero for the PlayStation 5? Is there even a Guitar Hero for that?
I don't know. I think you could
We gotta
probably
look.
get the
That's
older
a
ones. I know you can get the old ones on Xbox.
yeah. My Xbox is a piece of shit though. I won't even try to put anything on it. Which I'm not going to. I'll probably have to buy a new one, and I'm not getting the newest one because
Mm.
I don't care what anybody says. But fuck that refrigerator. This is an Xbox fanboy talking too.
Ironically, I knew a guy that actually bought the fucking mini fridge, and it actually
Oh
looked
dear
all right.
lord.
It ran it. I mean, it was all right. I don't
No,
think
it
it was the
runs
best.
all right. I'm just not a big fan of it.
I'm gonna go take a quick piss. BRB.
Dear lord. And he calls me unprofessional, folks. Well, we'll get speak on the Xbox really. Like I said, I don't. I'm not knocking it. I'm just not a big fan of it. Because honestly, I think they could have done better. That's just my opinion on Microsoft. I think they could have done better than how they did the pre. Because like seriously, like with that one's the newest one, right? But like nobody knows the fucking name of it. And I guarantee you, there's people who play it, but I guarantee you they still call it the Xbox One because it's really not much different than the Xbox One. So, or the Xbox One. Oh, sorry, sorry, folks. I'd mute that, but I can't get to the button fast enough. But I mean, what was it? The if I'm not mistaken, it was the Xbox One X. I think it was the pretty much like the pro version of the Xbox.
It's literally just an Xbox One Pro. I agree with that.
Oh yeah, no, it's just a beefed up Xbox One. That's literally what it is. Yeah, the bread box is. It's just a really beefed up one. But I was talking about like how it's a brand new console, but nobody knows what it's fucking called. Like seriously, like the newest Xbox that's out right now, everybody still calls it. A lot of the people that I talk with, they still call it the Xbox One, because nobody wants to call it that dumbass name that they have for it. Because like, what is it? The Xbox Series X or some stupid shit like that, or S or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Which again is the dumbest. See, this is why I say naming is important. What do you ever you call it, it's important. Like you could have an awesome piece of hardware, yeah, but if it has a shitty name, no one's gonna want to buy it. I mean, Nintendo's proven that with the Wii U. There was nothing wrong with the Wii U. The Wii U was actually way better than the original Wii. It played a lot better, but it failed because of the way they named it. Everybody thought it was an upgrade to the Wii. They didn't even think it was like another console. They thought it was just an add-on. No, it was an entirely brand new system. Well, not
Mm-hmm.
brand new. It was like heavily updated, but still, we've talked about that before. Why the Wii U failed. So I guarantee that's why the Xbox sales probably didn't do as well because the name sucked ass. Nobody knew what it
Mm-hmm.
was. I mean, you got to think like most of the people who's actually like most of your buyers who's buying the shit are moms and grandmas who are buying their kid a console. So they're not keeping up with this shit. They don't know the difference between an Xbox and a PlayStation. I mean, if they look at a PlayStation, they go, okay, well, which one are they up now? The PlayStation 5? Okay, I'll buy my kid a 5. So, because that's the newest one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the iPhone or the Galaxies in between those. Like,
Yeah.
all right, which one are they up to now? They're on the iPhone 15 or whatever. Sure, I'll get that one for my kid. I don't really know what the fuck it is, but this is the newest one, so I'll get him that. Whereas the Xbox is not really, it's not the easiest one to fucking keep up with what's the newest. But oh fuck, I thought there was something else that we were wanting to talk about, but probably not. Hmm. Other than your ass just randomly fucking leaving off and having me cover for shit. What? No comment on that one.
No.
Just like no. It's like no, fuck you.
Fuck you.
uh, well, I guess that's just gonna wrap things up. Do we want to end it now, or do we want to kind of keep going a little bit?
I think this is a good time because we got like an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's probably where we'll keep recording it because like doing like 2 to 3 hours, that's just kind of fucking insane.
That and we
It'll
just
be a lot easier for us to handle and just start uploading straight that.
yeah,
So
and also helps with the editing too.
that too, yeah. Which of course the previous episode still hasn't been up. It'll be out by the time way before this video releases.
Yeah, it just
So
yeah, I hope you know I'm still gonna title it Christmas time. Merry
oh no, that's
Christmas.
fine. That's fine. It needs to be titled Christmas, but yeah, folks. Tell us what you thought about this episode. Tell us if it's like, hey, you want the our characters back, or hey, I actually like the fact that you guys are playing more games or whatever in the background, like while you guys talk. Just have something going in the background while we play. And again, for those who want to know, just in case you want to play it yourself, this is Star Wars Empire at War, and it is
Good.
the uh Rise of the Mandalorians DLC, or not DLC, but mod for it, which I'd highly recommend playing because it's pretty fun, as you saw with the
Mid.
Links, I don't think I've showed you how the base game of this looks like without the DLC, but like it looks pretty bad compared to this.
It's mid.
It does not look as great, but as you probably were seeing, the ships
Star
designs
Wars is
actually look
mid.
pretty cool. Bitch, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Hey, when it's done right, Star Wars is fucking awesome.